Hi everyone and welcome once again to Ruby's Classic Cooking. And today I'm making brownies. Before I dig into this recipe, I'd like to say welcome to all my subscribers. I appreciate all of you. And welcome to anybody who's new and anybody who's visiting who likes to watch but hasn't subscribed yet. I hope you'll enjoy this recipe today, and I hope you will like, subscribe, maybe make a comment or two below. Try this recipe yourself, and I hope it works out well for you. Anyway, let's dive right into this recipe. This makes a 9 by 13 pan. When I do my recipe in the description box below, I'll have the metric dimensions for this pan as well. Anyway, we're going to start out with 3/4 of a cup of butter. You can use margarine if you like. And 4 packages, that's 4 ounces of baker's chocolate. Now, the recipe calls for unsweetened chocolate, but this is semi-sweet because I don't have any unsweetened chocolate in the house right now. I just have semi-sweet, so that's fine. But what that means is, because this is semi-sweet and not unsweetened, I'm going to have to take back some sugar. Otherwise my brownies will be too sweet. For each one of these 1 ounce packages, I'm going to be taking back 1 tablespoon, which is 15 milliliters of sugar out of this batch. So I'm just going to dump these in here. And then I'm going to melt this in my microwave on medium-high, 2 minutes, but I'm going to stop about every 30 seconds and give it a little stir and see when it's see how long it takes it to melt. I want to melt my butter, but I also want to melt my chocolate, so let's kind of spread these around here. Okay, 2 minutes in the microwave, my 1100 watt microwave, and it's all nicely melted together, the butter and the chocolate. Now I have to let this cool off because I'm going to add eggs to it, and you don't want to add eggs to hot chocolate because you know what will happen? Yes, scrambled eggs. Not something I want for brownies, is scrambled eggs. So I'm just going to put this to one side to cool off a bit. And while I'm waiting for that, I'll grease my pan. Now, I don't usually have to grease my pans, but this is Pyrex, so it needs a little light coat of grease on it. I'm just going to grab some canola oil and my pastry brush, and I'm just going to give this a quick little grease here. Just a light coating. All right, now I'm going to deal with my sugar. It's like I said, I have to take back 4 tablespoons of sugar, otherwise my brownies will be way too sweet. Now if you have unsweetened chocolate squares to use in this, you don't have to do this. 1, 2, 4. See, this recipe calls for 2 cups of sugar, but because I'm using the semi-sweet chocolate, I just took back 4 tablespoons. So I don't have to do the math of, okay, 2 cups minus 4 tablespoons equals 1 cup and blah blah. So I just find it a little easier and less confusing. Math skills are very important when you're baking. If you want your baking to turn out right, you have to be up on your math skills. It's not that complicated, and if you have a real problem with math, then just have your calculator handy in case you need to figure anything out. I was just watching a cooking competition on television, and one contestant nearly got her team eliminated because she made a math mistake. They were given a clue about how many layers they were supposed to make for a cake, and she had the piece of paper that had six thingies with 5 lines with a line through it, which is like a group of 5. And when she counted the groups of 5, she counted 6 groups of 5. 6 5s is 20. But that's wrong. 6 5s is 30. So she told her team the wrong number of layers, and they were nearly eliminated from the competition because of that. So be careful not to make a math error when you're baking. My 2 cups of sugar less by 4 tablespoons. And I'm stirring this until my sugar is dissolved. My computer giving me a little beep about something or other. Okay, so you just stir this until your sugar dissolves. Oh, by the way, a totally unrelated topic, but it relates to brownies. Last night I was watching a YouTube video And it's featured 3 chefs tasting different kinds of brownie mixes. And they must have tasted 15 different kinds of brownie mixes. And you know what? 2 out of 3 picked Ghirardelli brownie mix, which I find is my favorite kind. And one of them said, well, okay, Ghirardelli brownie mix only got beat out by a hair by this other Trader Joe's brand that she preferred. So it was like, okay, 2.5 for Ghirardelli brownie mix of 3 chefs out of 15 different, at least 15 different ones. So since that's also my favorite, I thought it was really kind of funny. All right, there's my sugar, well blended in to my chocolate. Now I gotta check how warm this is, because I don't want it to be too warm. I don't want to scramble my eggs in here. So we just, oh, that's cooled off enough. Good. Sometimes the best way to tell the temperature is to just stick your finger in it. Make sure that it's done. Make sure that it's cooled off. All right. And I have a confession to make. I was grocery shopping this week, and for the first time in I don't know how many years, I could not get white eggs. I had to buy brown ones. And I usually don't buy brown eggs because I don't believe that brown eggs are better than white eggs. It's just that they're more expensive because they're rarer, I guess. I don't know. We'll see if I've been right all along and it is a marketing ploy or not. But to me, eggs are eggs. But I wanted a flat of eggs, and the only ones I could get were brown ones. I'm just going to beat these eggs in one at a time. That doesn't look any different than any white egg I've ever broken into. This is making a rather large batch of brownies. You can also make batches that only make an 8-inch square pan, which is a much smaller pan of brownies. But today my recipe is making the big 13 by 9 pan, so we're going to get extra brownies. And there we go, beating in egg number 3. I wonder if that means we get extra brownie points. Probably not. Just extra calories. And today, as you can see, I'm just using my wooden spoon and my spatula here. No fancy equipment needed to make brownies. I'm preheating my oven to 350. My next ingredient is a teaspoon of vanilla. I make my own vanilla from vanilla beans and vodka. I have my split vanilla beans in my bottle, and I just top it up with vodka. And now, I'm stirring in 1 cup of all-purpose flour. That's Canadian all-purpose flour. That would be strong flour or bread flour in the United States and in the UK. And once I blended in my flour, it goes straight into my pan and then into my oven for 35 to 40 minutes. So, then my brownies will be finished, unless I decide to ice them. Which I don't usually ice my brownies, but this batch does say to ice them, so we'll see what they look like. If they turned out with a nice sweet crackly top on them, I'm not going to ice them. And at this point, if you want to add chopped nuts or coconut, you can add a cup of chopped nuts or a cup of coconut to these. Now personally, I don't care for that in my brownies. I don't like nuts in my brownies, and I don't really want to add coconut to these, so these are just going to be plain. That's the neat thing about making them yourself. If you want to put nuts in them, you can. If you don't have to. And if you're making them yourself, you can make chopped walnuts, chopped pecans, chopped almonds, whatever kind of nuts you really like. If you happen to be allergic to some kind of nuts, you know for sure they aren't in here because you didn't add them. And when this is finished, I'll have 24 nice succulent brownies to eat. Yum. Well, to share with my husband. Anybody else who happens to come over and who likes brownies. Into my pan they go. These are going in my 350-degree oven, 35 to 40 minutes, and I'll be back to show you what they look like coming out of the oven, all hot and nice and golden brown. And here are my brownies, all nice and fresh and hot from the oven. And when they cool off, I'll cut them into 24 pieces, 2 dozen brownies. Well, I hope you enjoyed my video today, and I hope that you will like, subscribe, leave some comments below, try this recipe and let me know how it turned out for you, and come back and see what I'm cooking next time on Ruby's Classic Cooking. Bye for now.